Only on 4 tonight, changes affecting your safety are landing tonight at Lambert Airport. It follows a First Alert 4 investigation. The video that you're seeing only here on 4, our investigators were actually the first to show you. It details multiple doorway dangers there at Terminal 1 at Lambert. Well, now, after months of pressing for answers, we've learned the changes that are happening at Lambert. First Alert 4 investigator Susan O'Corey has this new development tonight.
It just took a lot out of me at my age.
Shirley Southard rolls around some extra baggage these days.
I just can't get around that well.
Her new normal, ever since a trip to the airport, quite literally grounded her.
I was slammed to the cement.
Last year, First Alert 4 Investigates uncovered this video. July 18th, 2023. Southard walks into Terminal 2 at St. Louis's Lambert International Airport when a sliding automatic door closes on her.
All at once, it just knocked me flat.
First Alert 4 Investigates started asking questions and learned Southard wasn't the only one. We found in the span of a week and a half, 3 women were hit by doors.
And so I put my hand up to stop it, which of course was totally worthless.
92-year-old Lois Beaucamp landed in the hospital with a fractured pelvis.
It's pretty well wrapped.
She spent weeks recovering in a rehab center.
Why did it happen?
First Alert 4 Investigates took those concerns to the airport. Was the airport aware of this?
We, through our research for your station, have become aware of the 3 incidences. From my understanding, the doors were functioning properly.
How does a door that's functioning properly hit someone?
Again, I cannot tell you at this point. And I'd like to feel that, again, with the amount of passengers going through these doors, it's one of those anomalies.
We kept searching for answers and found national standards that require a safety zone of several feet around the walkway. But if a sensor isn't working, engineers say that can lead to blind spots, which often pop up on the sides of the door.
The automatic door that's working right shouldn't close on people. They need to be checked every single day by the property owner.
At Lambert, First Alert 4 Investigates spotted this, stickers on the doors saying they need to be checked daily. The airport later told us they do yearly checks, and they were planning to replace the doors as part of the Terminal 2 expansion, a project set to start in a couple years. But during a recent trip to the airport, First Alert 4 Investigates saw this, one of the doors that hit travelers boarded up. We called and emailed, but this time the airport spokesman said the airport will pass on an on-air interview. He did explain the doors and sensors are being replaced, which he claimed was part of regular upgrades. First Alert 4 Investigates asked for documents approving the work, which should be public records. The airport hasn't provided any.
I'm just grateful that your channel has taken some action and pushed hard to identify this problem, and you're going to see some change.
Shirley Southard hasn't been back to the airport since her fall, unsure how another trip will end.
What would you want them to know about what happened to you?
Well, I think anything like that can change a person's life for a long time. It slowed me down. It honestly did.
One thing Southard can't talk about is what First Alert 4 Investigates found. We searched through records and discovered this settlement. The city just paid her a $12,000 settlement, and part of the deal says the city isn't responsible for what happened and that this was done to avoid a lawsuit. At this point, she's the only one of the 3 women who were hit who's been compensated by the city. Susan O'Corey, First Alert 4 Investigates.